Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Stellaris, the Wiley Garner series. I'm your host, Colors Faded. It's episode 5. It is the year 2279. This is what our empire looks like. The Wiley warrior clan up here. We have the 001 machines next to us who are not friendly. And we're kind of trying to get ready for what we feel like is going to be, well, we know it's inevitably we're going to be fighting them. So we're short a little bit of money. We don't have a lot of alloys happening, so there is that. It looks like we can actually reduce some consumer goods that we're buying, which is good. So this faction, it was, if you've been watching since the beginning, you know that Wiley Garner was having a little trouble. Left a long thread on the comment section of some of my Stellaris videos and said, hey, I'm having a lot of trouble. And I said, well, tell me what faction you're using. And Wiley said, I'm using a custom faction. Here it is. Laid it all out. So I duplicated it. And here we are. We can see we're species with a subspecies. So here's our Wiley warrior clan. They're avians with a subspecies, the Garners. And they have just some things that don't help. This is not a great species for starting to learn the game because pop growth is so slow with them. And they have this empire sprawl problem that is really hard to get around. So I would not recommend this species for someone learning the game. But Wiley didn't know that when they started to play Stellaris. So we're seeing, as we play this game, we're seeing the drawbacks of playing this particular species. But we're going to fix things pretty soon, which is going to be cool. Governing ethics shift in one of the other factions. That's their deal. We're sending Boomer, our amoeba pet, back up here to try to finish
scientific
untried
achieved.
vessels up there. City district housing now +1. That's going to be huge. Robotic assault army and droid workers, both of which would be absolutely huge for us. So I'm going to grab that tech because that would be gigantic. We've been having to switch. For instance, on this planet right here, every time it creates a droid, the droids can't work the energy generator jobs, so we have to take it and send it to somewhere else. We have to pay the resettlement fee to send it somewhere else. It'd be nice if they could work any jobs, so that's what droid workers are good for. We need to get our money up, and we need to get this active volcano tech out of here. And these people, in 2 more pops, they'll fulfill the last of their jobs. They'll hit 30 and we'll be able to unlock this last slot. So that'll be good. Physics researchers here. We can get more research alternatives. Or hyperdrive. Future research follow-up. Mega engineering. We're going to need that. Unlocks research leading to gateway construction. We're going to need that. But considering how much time it's going to take to research all this stuff, I'm going to grab the research alternatives one. We have an Ecumenopolis being built. Well, not being built. We have a planet that we're preparing for an Ecumenopolis under the hope. No, and so that we get this translation software malfunction thing. That has our collective's opinion of us changes by -25. It appears that mischievous third party was able to hack into the translation software of our envoy to the Hazar collective, Beak of Ebony, so that her magnanimous platitudes instead became vicious insults that left none unscathed. That we have an envoy with these people at the Hazar collective because they were down here. Because I wanted to be friends with them because they had a research project down here that I wanted my science ship to go to, so we did that and got that out of the way. Now I don't care about maintaining them as friends, so I could reassign that person to somewhere else. The Hythian Monopoly, where are they at? The Hythian Monopoly, right here. I'd kind of like to be friends with them because they are peaceful traders. I don't really want to be at war. There's a couple peaceful traders around here. Interesting. Spiritualist. So we could swap that up. These guys are a hive mind, so eventually we're going to have to defeat them, and they're inferior now. These guys are superior, so if I wanted to improve relations, I could take my person from the Hazar Collective and move them over, and I think I'm going to do that. I think we'll see that positive impact here soon. Here we go on this planet. So oh wow, look at this. Stability is bad. 40% pop approval rating, -9. Overcrowding, low amenities. We do have low amenities. We also have low housing situation going on here. Yeah, well, we have to get gene clinics up. So let's do that. Let's change this to an agri world. Farmer output plus 20%, and then let's get a city built. So they'll get some more minis, more jobs. This is a little discouraging. Amenities here. This could give us some immigration pull, which would be good. So let's turn that on. We did that earlier for all of our planets, and it cost us a lot of that. Here we have the two basic things here that I like to get started is the gene clinics and the robots, so we can get some growth on a planet. And now these people need another job. So
Battle is joined.
where at? Oh, up here. Okay. So way up here, we can take a look at this again and see this thing was around 400 and something, and then it defeated our defeated Boomer. But now Boomer's going to get it, which is great. So, and that means we could send this person over here to research the project in that system, and then Boomer's just going to stay there. We're going to give its home base of Ugralia, because they have a back door in here. I'm going to do that. Actually, I don't want that to be a shipyard. Cancel those. I want that to be this and this. And then
Construction
Wicklar can upgrade and get a shipyard going there. And then where is our... You're down here doing no orders? Oh, you need to be building those mining stations there. And then come up here and get these mining stations there. Okay, so, and we're way over our empire sprawls.
They are assaulting our space.
The birth of space piracy, where at? Right there? Why is there piracy there? Oh, because some of it's actually coming down because of there now. I see. Okay, well that's unfortunate. Yeah, we're gonna have to take care of that, aren't we? Okay. How big are they? 500? Oh, jeez. All right, go up there. We're gonna have to. We just don't have the alloys to build
Analyzed.
a lot of that. But by virtue of building this up here, it automatically starts collecting certain things, even though it's actually not really collecting anything because we haven't built a trade station on it. It still automatically sends its stuff down here. So that's unfortunate. But so if we go. Click to there and click to there. Yep. Alright, well, that's where we're at. So I'll send these guys up here to take care of that problem. In this world,
The Cravens have destroyed one of our mining stations.
oh, bummer. The Cravens. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. There's no research happening on the Ecomonopolis yet, but I want to keep that ship up there. That science ship, so we're going to give them something to do anyway. So that's... Here these guys go. Our ships were very effective at doing that. Pirate station rated, that's nice. You guys did good.
Construction complete.
Let's take a look at where the piracy is. It's between there and there. So I'm going to send these guys down here. And until we can afford a starbase with some hangars to start taking care of this, we're going to have them patrol this route. They need to patrol all the way up to Yoranga. Actually, to Nimbus probably would be good. So you can hit this when they get down there. You can hit... where is patrol? Move patrol, yeah. So hit patrol and tell them right there, and they'll patrol back and forth along that route. And that'll help for now. Okay, so this finally unlocked another building slot, which is great. What we want to do then is put down. I know we have a huge sprawl problem, but we need more. This is on Vajin Prime, which is where? Where is this at? It's right there. It's close by, and so since it's close and the collection is going to be close, we're going to grab commercial zones for more clerk jobs because we really need those. And they help produce amenities, which we're low on right here. So, and the capital says, hey, we're ready to build another building, which would be fantastic. The capital has been used primarily for what I'd like to do with it is just research. We don't have the mining station yet, do we? No, we don't have the mining upgrade thing. So in that case, we're just going to grab more research. Because research is king. And on this world, they need another job, and they're just about done with their ag districts. So I'm going to get them another city district to get them ready for the inevitable growth that's about to happen. This place is going to be able to build ships to protect this region over here. It's just alloys are killing us. Our lack of alloys is killing us. So, and I'm having to buy them, and it just stinks. Yep. So, oh, and here is this world now. It's got a robot miner, so we have to take the robot miner and send them to somewhere that does mining, like there. Oh, but I don't want to destroy a building, so we can't do that. We lost this person, and we don't have anybody else. We have a genius now. If we don't find somebody, yeah, we have somebody who has expertise in computing, so we'll just grab them. So now I have this unemployed robot that I can't do anything about because I don't want to destroy a spot here. But the mining planet is this one. They have 18. So if I send a person to Vision, right here, Vision Prime, if I send like a Wiley miner, then I can go back to Vision and I can say resettle to the actual mining planet. I can say send me the robot miner. There we go. And that takes care of that. So now this is cool. And I'm not going to build any of the rest of this. We got volcanoes we can't get rid of, so they're good. And this can now build its upgrade capital building. This is our consumer goods place, and again, we need more consumer goods. We just need to keep building. In fact, before we build the planetary capital, it'd be really important, and before we build a city district, actually, it'd be more important. So let's do those two things.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Shields, better shields. The disruptor would be nice. Advanced combat role. All these things would be nice, but the shields right now would be the biggest thing. And over here, the autocannon would be pretty sweet to have. The cruiser isn't going to do us a lot of good because right now we just don't have the alloys to go buying all that stuff, to building all that stuff. So I think the best thing to do here is mining station out because it's cheap. It's one thing to have the tech to build things like cruisers and battleships. It's another when you don't have the alloys to build them. So since we don't have the alloys, there's not a lot that we can do about that situation. I think we might be able to buy some more of those. Let's see what that does at the end of the month because we got 57 energy credits. You always want to be watching the end of the month here. This has a job in Merish. Give them that and build that. Drops us down to 39. That's cool. I can deal with that. So we have this situation here with all of this. Do we have hangar bays yet? We don't have hangar bays. That's kind of part of the problem. So here is where it's going to Garner's plight. So if I want to put 2 hangar bays on a space station to make it overlap, I'd put a space station here and a space station here and a space station at Nimbus. And then if I give them 2 each, they'll overlap for protection. It'll keep us really secure. But we only have room for 2 more of these space stations. So I'm going to put one here at Farragon and one at Sanash, and I can build these. It's 134, And what I'm going to have to do is just buy some more. It's 992 to get 250 more. So I'm going to buy that. And I'm going to go up to here to Sinesh. And I'm going to say buy that. And we'll get those upgraded. And we'll get some help there. And he's got that done. And that's good. There's a bunch of minerals up there as well.
Breakthrough achieved.
I'm looking for the places that have a lot of like this. There's a lot more energy credits there. So here we go. We got civic slots and system capital complex. This is going to be gigantic. Pop growth speed. Yes, I'd like to get this administration capacity, but the pop growth speed right now would be that or crime and amenities. But I think the way things are set up, we need the pop growth speed. But this is cool because now we have unspent civics points. We can reform our government, and we only need 250 influence, which would be kind of saving up, so we can do it. This is great because Wiley created this faction this way with functional architecture and warrior culture. Now, the warrior culture isn't bad. Replaces entertainer jobs with duelists who turn alloys into unity, amenities, and naval capacity. I'm going to undo that because it takes it's killing our ally production. So if I do that and take that off, and functional architecture, building district cost minus 10%, building district up, done. So now that gives us 3 picks to do whatever we want to reform this. So bureaucrats produce 1 unity and 1 stability. I like that idea. Soldiers produce 2 unity and naval capacity, and we know we're going to put soldier jobs on every single planet, so that's kind of huge, and it increases our naval capacity, which later on is going to be really great. There's one in here that has to do with empire sprawl, efficient bureaucracy, administration capacity plus 10%. We're going to grab that, and then let's see. Not merchant guilds. Meritocracy, not important. Minerals from jobs, no. Nationalistic zeal. This is kind of important for going to war later, because we know we're going to want to. And war exhaustion, but I'd rather just vassalize people than have to claim things. Police state, I'm not worried about. Shadow council. This is really nice because we over here, we're an oligarchic, and we hold an election every 20 years. And being able to... It costs us 200 influence to elect somebody. And so that's why we never really elect anybody. But at the same time, most of the time, we're okay with whoever just randomly gets elected. Ruler pop resources. So I don't think this is as necessary. We're certainly not going back to warrior culture. So Byzantine bureaucracy, we know we're going to be creating a ton of bureaucratic buildings. We're going to have whole planets dedicated to bureaucracy. And for them to be producing unity as well would be a pretty good deal. So I'm going to do that. So here we go. Citizen service, soldiers produce 2 unity and naval capacity. This will help us. 2 of these things are going to help us get our traditions faster. And then efficient bureaucracy for our admin capacity. I like all of this. We're going to reform that right there. So, and hopefully that'll help us with our alloys at the end of the month. Let's see, is it going to take effect right away or at the end of the month? No, that's what it's doing. So I think it's gonna help us in the long run though. And in the long run, all those things that we just changed are gonna help us. Now here we go. The Hazard Collective has closed their borders because we took our envoy away from them. And they're like, oh, we don't like you anymore. And the Hythian Monopoly now like us, which is good. So I'm not worried about these bozos down here not liking us anymore. I don't care about that. So this is good. This is going to be helpful over time. These choices that we just made. Drink. So, I have to laugh. I have a super funny video, and I'll have to tell you this story as I go along here. Right now, we do have hangar base. Oh yes, protection range +1, trade protection +10. Yes. Okay, so I can just do 2 hangar base, and then I can do something like either hydroponics bay or resource silos. Which one would I rather have? probably hydroponics right now because we're still low on food. So let's do that. And then this other one up here at Sinash is also going to pop up. Oh, and you guys, since you're coming down here, do this first. Build that mining station and then build that. Sinash, are you ready?
Construction complete.
Good job. Okay, hangar base. And hydroponics. So, when I was just saying drink there, what made me think about that was there's a guitar player on YouTube called Ben Eller. And if you're a guitar player at all and you want to learn how to play certain songs and certain things, and if you just want to improve as a guitar player, he's a great person to follow. So we're going to add gene clinics. We're going to change this to a generator world. And we're going to give them another... This will fulfill that job, but we're going to do this. They need more housing. And then another one of these. So, and Ben Eller has a really, really great video on the Still of the Night from Whitesnake, where he breaks down, he got access to the isolated guitar tracks and found out that there's a bunch of stuff going on in that song that nobody had ever, that he had never heard before. And so it's pretty fantastic watching him break that all down. I need a talk on mine. And when he's doing the video, he has his Les Paul that he really likes. But of course, Les Pauls are notorious for going out of tune a lot. And he's really funny. And he's like, and he says, "Oh yeah, and take a drink every time I have to tune this effing Les Paul." and it makes me crack up because that's the way people with Les Pauls are. They love Les Pauls so much, but they also know you gotta tune those things every 2 seconds. It's, oh my gosh. Yeah, so I thought that was really funny. Corvette build speed. See, I'm looking for cheap things here. Ion thrusters. The cheapest thing on here is Corvette build speed, so let's get that out of the way. We don't need the star holds yet. When we get these things, yeah, see, and now, if we can get, okay, so who died? Envoy, Beak of Ebony has died. And so what happens is they just automatically replace your Envoy with another one. So if you go in and look here and you say improve relations, Tupra Pak has taken over for Beak of Ebony. And I don't know where that person came from, but that's cool. And so now we get another one of these, and we're getting really close to finishing Supremacy. Ship build cost reduced. We'll take that because the thing after it is fleet command limit increased by 20 and admiral cap by 2, and then we can start choosing something else. So you folks who are on patrol, it's really nice, but I want you to go back to here. You don't have to patrol anymore. We're going to go back and get you repaired because we have these guys. And these guys are going to take care of most of this. So we want to go up here and say, okay, this points to this, and this points to this, and this one points to that, and that one points to the end goal. And they take care of, they overlap. So you can see right here where it says what's going on. Max piracy is negative 5.58. Trade value is 22, and the base protection is 2. But the starbase from Sinash is providing 28 because it's 2 hangars, and the starbase from Farragon is providing 28, and that is awesome. And that's why I like overlapping protection along the way. It just gives you, everything gets doubled. Zuracorp is here. I don't know what they actually have that we might want. Probably nothing. Okay, and with food, we can cancel food off now. We don't need to sell any of that. At the end of the month, yeah, we don't. In fact, we can almost start selling it now, which would be great. We're gonna buy 5 more of these. Consumer goods are what I really want to get taken care of soon. And we're selling a lot of minerals. Communications established with the Riggin Commerce Exchange. Great, guys. Garner's Plight has room for another person here. They need a job. So what would we like to do? There's only 10 available housing because these are providing, what, 6 now? Now later on they'll provide 2 more when we get the proper text up to upgrade them to 8 each. But that is still only going to buy us another 12 slots. So I'm of the mind to take the rest of these and turn them into city districts and do that with them. And speaking of city districts, this one needs to keep building. Oh, and he's got crime. Okay, so you suck because you've crime. So we have to get rid of you. We have to recruit someone new. Food or bureaucracy? Let's go for the cheap bureaucracy person. And that gets back to... This place is going to need another job soon, so we're going to grab them. Mining district. This place is going to need another job soon, but in 2 more people. Yeah, and 2 more people, aren't they? So let's grab food. Oh, and can they? Oh, yes, look. Oh, dense jungle. Where's this? Max agricultural districts. That's the one I want. Don't do that one. This one. Max ag districts and max ag districts. Right there. Okay. They've got 3 jobs available. 3 jobs available. Alright. Good job. Construction ship. What are you doing? Oh, yeah. Do this, buddy. Mining. Get a hold of it. You guys, are you fully repaired? Yes, you are. Upgrade the fleet for $435, which we don't have, so.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Yep, so we're just kind of holding on. Here we go. City district housing. That's kind of huge, so let's grab that now. Especially because it's industry, so it's 48%, which is pretty good. Pop growth speed, thank you. And then there's we need these. We've been sitting on this for a long time. There's also gene modification, which I really want, but I need to get this. There's a planet where we need to get that blocker out of the way. This is the Queptilium Union declared war on the Chinor Combine, so that's their problem. We finally got this going on. We don't want to create robots on this planet yet. Well, that's not entirely true, but what I want to do, because we're getting a little bit of crime on here, is precinct houses, and then this. Plasma thrower would probably be really nice. Energy credits from technicians would be fantastic. Let's do that. So on the EQ Monopolis, because what's going to happen is when we get supremacy up here, we're going to be able to take the EQ Monopolis, and we want to have that planet ready to go to actually turn into, because it takes a long time to turn it into an EQ Monopolis. A long time. So I'm going to build a starbase there. What is this one? This is an Arctic world, and why can we all of a sudden colonize it? Because of the Hythians, who we're friends with. Oh. Well, I would very much like to do that. Join them. If you can't beat them, join them. That's... I have to leave that name because it's too funny. Oh my gosh. If you can't beat them, join them. Oh my gosh, that's making me laugh. So, that's funny. That is really funny. And up here, same thing. There's an Arctic world up here. But we don't have enough alloys. That's okay. We're going to make this. So here on this planet is bureaucracy, which is great. We need more of this. They've got one autochthon monument down. So let's do... Oh, and there's an energy grid slot too. But the bureaucracy is really important right now. So,
A new conflict has
the 001 sequence has declared war on our ally, the Democratic Maurice Mandate. Consequently, we're now at war with them. Which stinks, but we knew that was coming. So, gentlemen, you guys got to get over here. That really, really stinks. I didn't want to go to war with them yet. And they got what? They've got 232 and 199, and there's a 1200 one, and that's going to be the problem. Okay. Here's what we're going to do then. First of all, we're going to look at edicts and see if we have anything that can help. Also, let's take a look at their ships. They are more shields. Their corvettes are all poking. Yeah, they're all the same, and they're going to do point defense. They're just a mix with more shields, and their evasion is 64. What's this big fleet down here? Good job getting us into a war I didn't want to be in, you ding-dongs. So that was what? You're 149. You're 1200. What are you? Destroyers, which are mostly, well, plasma and kinetic. It's a mix. And again, shields and armor. So, shields and armor. More shields than anything. I'm going to build that. This may not go very well. What is the strength of these things? Thinking we need to send Boomer in here and gobble up some of this stuff. We're gonna have to build things is what we're gonna have to do. And so in order to do that, we're gonna have to like sell food, which we have, and we're gonna have to sell some of this minerals, which we have, and we're gonna have to buy as much of this as we can. And it's at 4.28, which is a pretty good price point. So we're gonna buy this in the hopes that what we can do with this is say, what do you have? You have a bunch of destroyers. I'm gonna do this. I'd like to have a couple more destroyers. It'd be nice, but okay, let's do that. And we're gonna spend the time building those. You guys need to hurry up. Get over there. This is our choke point. You gotta go in there and take those guys. There you go. So we gotta hold on to that. And I would very much like to come down here. We've got alien vessels there. Are they friends with those guys or what? What do we got going on? Now they're at 1.9k. They're consolidating everything. So we have to...
Construction complete.
We have to hope that we can build enough ships here. Here they come. It stinks. That's 2,000. Oh man, we're screwed. We're probably screwed. Probably very, 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 very screwed.
Construction complete.
This is going to be too bad. But I don't know what else to do other than trying to spend money to survive it. It's like we got 2,100 there. There's a lot here. There's a lot of ground here to lose, and here's our planet. So I'm not excited about what's about to happen. Here they come, and we're going to get screwed because there's going to be two of them. That sucks. Yep. So that stinks. Thanks, neighbors. Thanks for getting us in a war that we can't win. I was really, really hoping that that wouldn't happen. I'm not sure what to do now. I don't want to get smoked, but I don't want to get smoked, but I'm not sure there's much we can do about this. I mean, we're in a really bad position here. We just lost that fleet. Now we gotta go try to take it back. They're taking off because they're gonna go tackle our neighbors now. They're like, okay, we took these guys. Yeah, they're racing around there. Take Democratic Mirish, who have 1,800. They're about to get smoked. Jeez, this really stinks. These guys need more jobs, don't they? And the thing we're really short on is ally, but this whole planet is set up for research, so I kind of got to stick to my system here. Build research labs here on this planet. This is consumer goods, which we again desperately need. So civilian industries. This says I need more specialist. I can move that specialist somewhere else, which might be a really good idea. Yeah, this is just... Oh, look at him. They flew past each other. That's funny. They flew past each. What's our odds of getting? Let's see what happens here when we move Boomer in here. We're gonna see what this is. Maybe we can, if they lose systems here, maybe it'll help them cry uncle sooner. Because it's 155. Can you guys, can you take that? Are you strong enough to take that Boomer? He might be. That'd be kind of cool. Okay, and here's our last tradition. Fleet command limit, which doesn't really help us. Yep. And so we now have an ascension perk available. And the one I want is transcendent learning. What? Arcology project. Requires anti-gravity engineering. I'm going to hang on to that then. I'm not going to spend it. The Ecumenopolis says, yeah, we can move you somewhere else. Who has more specialist jobs? Well, you're about to. Because I'm going to give you robot assembly planets. And then that. So let's move you to Gidzerik. Move you to Gidzerik. Specialist. Boomer's up there doing his thing. So Boomer, I might have to spend some influence and claim that. I want to make sure Boomer gets repaired, and then we'll send him back out. These guys, 001. What about you guys? What do you have? Can we do 5 ships?
The conquest of a new world has begun.
These guys are flying back up here because Boomer took this. Are you guys?
Our ships have been made superior.
Yeah, our ships, they're not superior though. That's kind of the problem. Our ships have been made not superior. Okay. What about you? What can we do with you? Well, let's go fill that hole because I don't like that. Here these ding-dongs are. I hate these guys. Can this war be over already? Are you guys ready to cry uncle? Because I am. Oh gosh. This is just what I don't need.
The fleet has made the ultimate sacrifice.
You guys.
We are tracking an enemy fleet. Scientific breakthrough achieved.
This is what happens when you don't give yourself a chance by creating a faction that just has too many weaknesses and not enough strengths, and you end up in this situation with bad empire sprawl, bad numbers across the board, a hostile enemy next to you, not enough fleets. I mean, I'm not used to being, look at this, I'm not used to being behind the curve on ship technology, but we're way behind, and that's just, this is horrible.
Construction complete.
Yeah, it's like we need another bureaucracy planet. That might be what this has to be. What if we make you a bureaucracy planet as well? Mining and bureaucracy. Let's see how that works out. You're just going to have unemployment for a while, aren't you? Forced adaptation. Happiness plus 20%. There, that's nice. This is really kind of stinky. Let's go try to do this. What is this? Governor Wings of Burgundy has died. Bummer. Okay, can we get somebody that knows anything about science? Nope. Crime. Man, this is just...
We are tracking an
this
enemy
is brutal. Fleet. You guys... Yeah, I should have... I wonder if I could... What happens if I... Who were those guys? What are their names? These turkeys. Democratic Nourish mandate. Overwhelming. Why don't you use your overwhelming... Is form federation. Demand vassalization. There's nowhere break defensive pact. We must be at peace. Great. I probably should have done that. I should have done that before this all got out of hand. Yeah, now they're going after me.
The enemy is targeting one of our stations.
That's what they're doing. Because they suck. I don't like the idea of losing all this ground over here. But look at their fleets just rolling in, man. I mean, we've got no alloys. There's nothing we can do. It stinks. Faction influence gain +1. Yeah.
We are tracking an enemy fleet.
We're tracking a ton of enemy fleets because we don't have a fleet anymore. Oh, it's just painful. Painful is what this is. It's super duper painful.
We have established a new planetary base.
I'm not happy with this all. Not happy at all. So here's the colony. It's going to look like a major mining operation over here.
We are tracking an enemy.
Yeah, I know we're tracking, and they're just going to keep coming, aren't they? Gosh darn it. And they're going to invade this world. They've got troops right there. We're going to learn.
Our enemies hurl themselves at one of our planets.
We're going to lose this world that's got this nice research
Incoming
going.
transmission.
I'm breaking off my defensive pact with these bozos as soon as it's over. I can't stand this. I cannot stand this. This is just... I don't like being in a situation where I can't fight back because now I don't have a fleet. Because my fleet got smoked because I got into a war before I was ready to be into a war. I mean, it's like just... This stinks.
We are tracking an enemy
I know
fleet.
you are. Get them out of here. They're 2,700 now. They're almost 3,000. I mean, we've got nothing. We've got nothing.
We are tracking an enemy
This is
fleet.
this is why I feel like it's so important to give yourself the best possible start in the game, because early in the game you can get overwhelmed way too fast, just like what's happening right now, and then you're behind the 8 ball for a long time. You want to get ahead of your enemies, and you want to be ahead of them. And right now we're behind. So, and it's going to take us a long time to recover from this whenever this finally decides to end. Only our main attacker is... You know what's fun? You know what's crappy about this? These are the guys who got in the war, but they're spending all their time kicking my butt. They're not doing anything down here. Look at this. They're not going after these guys at all. It's like, what was this? Just a proxy excuse to come and get us? That's what it feels like. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to claim some stuff so I don't walk away from here with nothing. I'm not walking away with nothing when I lose this.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Not happening. Not happening. I will fight to the last, but let me tell you, man, I am not going to let this... I'm going to go down swinging. You punks. Come in here and take a bunch of my good space. This is the other thing. People who are like, yeah, you just have bastions, man. You just defense platforms. It's like, when you don't have any alloys, there's nothing you can do about that.
We are tracking an enemy fleet.
It stinks. This stinks. Wiley, this is a terrible, 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 terrible faction for you to start the game with. And that's why, really, honestly, I'm starting to see that The single biggest thing you can do if you want to learn Stellaris is either start with a default faction or start with something that somebody recommends. Don't just build your own faction because you will make way too many mistakes. This is a bad faction. This was a bad faction to start with. And I saw the errors before it even started, and I mentioned them. I'm like, oh, that's going to hurt. And it did. Especially all of the pop growth and immigration stuff just slayed us. But you gotta give yourself a chance, and the only way you can give yourself a chance is you gotta have a good start, and if you don't, you're gonna be kind of doomed. And being doomed from the start is just not good. Oh, and they just came up here and they ate. They just came up there and they ate our guy, so that dude died. So now we have nothing.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Now we have nothing. Domination. Well, joining the Federation might be kind of nice. But I've already seen kind of the trouble of that. Forcers reducing crime. Workers and slaves increased by 10%. Housing, capital buildings and housing governors. All that's kind of nice. Prosperity. Building and district upkeep reduced. Build cost reduce. Housing. This is what I'm going to go for next right there. Prosperity. Too many good things there not to. This is terrible. Planet is occupied by 001. Well, there's not much we can do about that, is there? Not much we can do. So, diplomatic weight and an embassy complex. Nice. Gene modification points. Might be able to start helping ourselves there, which would be kind of nice. It's just, this is the pits. This is really the pits. I mean, talk about trying to fight with like one arm tied behind your back. This is brutal. Brutal. Not good. And I'm not a good enough Stellaris player to take like a really, really handicapped faction and kick butt with it. I don't know how you get out of this problem of not having alloys to do anything with it. Now we're negative in a lot of stuff, so it's just, ugh. You know, what I like to do is bide my time until I'm strong enough to know that I can probably win against an enemy and then go after them. Not get myself in this situation. Achieved. This is just bad all the way around. So, you look at it and you're just like, oh. How do we get out of this mess? And there's going to be an election, and we're going to abstain and take whoever we can get. And another guy died, and it's just like, jeez. Okay, we'll hire a genius. Oh my gosh. People are dying left and right. This planet has, okay, they got no leader. Food, hey, great. What do we want to do with this planet? This is Gidzerik. Where is Gidzerik? Okay. Oh yeah, and its stuff's not being collected. So there's a bunch of trade over here that's not being collected yet and siphoned down here. So not too worried about that. Let's figure out. You guys have crime, so precinct house as it is. The Ecomonopolist says, hey, I need people, jobs. It's like, yeah, I know. I'm trying to get you ready. Oh my gosh, look at their fleets. They're just growing and growing and growing. They're getting so big. There's no hope for us. There's no hope for us because we don't have any alloys. No alloys. Nothing we can do about that. I don't like it. I don't like playing the game when there's nothing I can do is my mantra. Oh, there's nothing I can do. Because there literally is nothing that I can do. And these guys have decided that they're just attacking me. What is going on here? Why aren't you guys going after them? That's who you declared war against, not us. I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
We are tracking an enemy
I can't
fleet.
wait.
We are tracking an enemy.
001 sequence stops guaranteeing the independence of somebody else. I mean, I would surrender in a heartbeat right now and be like, make me your vassal so I can just sit to the side and be calm and build my strength silently. I mean, I've had some pretty bad starts before. There's a playthrough on my YouTube for when I did the Tony Stark Enterprises thing. I'm gonna get squashed here. I'm gonna get completely beaten. So well, I'm not one to pansy up and quit. But you're gonna get to see the end of this. You're gonna see exactly what happens when you start off with a bad faction. There's nothing you can do about it. You just lose. You just get your butt kicked. So yeah, Wiley, I can understand why you're frustrated, and I didn't understand that the reason you're so frustrated is because you had a really bad faction to start with. You had a horrible faction, and I think the first thing that you need to do is, I think you need to build a new faction to play the game with, to learn how to play. You need something that's going to help you and not hurt you. And so handicapping yourself with poor growth and poor immigration and poor empire sprawl just killed you from the outset with this faction. This is a disaster, and I've never had this bad of a start before, and it's just I'm going to attribute it 100% to this faction. This is just disastrous. So disastrous, absolutely disastrous, and there's nothing we can do about this. We're not going to take any of this back. Look how many fleets there are now. There's 5,000 worth of fleets there. There's just no way for us to get any of this back. We can't quit this war. We can't offer a peace offering. They're not attacking anybody else except us. They're barely going in here after the people they actually declared war against. Look, he's got a few places up here along this edge, but he's really spent all his time in here with all his fleets stomping our butt. You know, by the time we're done,
scientific breakthrough achieved.
One thing I do love with 4X games like this is I love being able to come back from a really bad start and win. And it's possible we may be able to. We may be able to get the... Well, look, he's going to split us up right here. There's nothing we can do. Oh, God. There's 5,000 there. There's 5,000. 5,000 worth of... Yeah, they're just...
We are tracking an enemy fleet.
Wow. This is probably the point in the game where most people probably just quit and start over. And I think that would probably be a really good choice, is to just say, well, we can't win this. I mean, you would have a chance if you could have surrendered. You'd have it.
We are tracking an enemy fleet. Our construction ship has been ambushed.
I've never been this thoroughly defeated before because I've always quit before now. Before, when something goes this bad, it's like, okay, quit. My thinking was that if these guys didn't come in here and do this, and you still had a contiguous line of trade all the way down here, we could go colonize these planets and we could start to slowly build ourselves up. But this is it's not going to work. Now, he's not going to get all this, I don't think, because he didn't claim all that. I think his claims are only in here, so we may actually still get all of this, but I'm just waiting for these guys to stop. I'm just waiting for them to stop. This is a disaster. There's no question, this is just a disaster. There's no other way to say it. So I think the only question now is, can we recover from this? When this war is over, finally, first thing I'm doing is I'm stopping the stupid defensive pact with these losers, because you've done nothing to help. Look, what are all these ships? What are these ships doing? What are you doing with these? The AI seems to be really smart against me. He's going up here and just cutting a path right through here and doing this. The AI for this against him seems to be made of morons. So why? Why do I get the morons on my team? And these guys are really smart. I don't get it. I don't want to have morons for team members. I'd rather just go it alone. I don't want to get in a war with these guys.
We are tracking an enemy fleet.
This stinks.
We are tracking an
I
enemy
don't
fleet.
need to be told about that anymore. I'm fully aware of what's going on. Fully aware that we're getting our butts kicked. Gosh, I just want this war to be over.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
I just want it to be over so I can go about trying to get myself out of this hole. Because right now, this is a giant hole. And I would very much like to be out of it. Yeah. Are you guys... Can't believe they haven't forced a status quo or something. It's like, what are you doing? I guess let's create robot assembly here so that we can start building robots to at least put them on a different planet.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
You can say scientific breakthrough all you want, but it doesn't mean anything when you're getting stomped, curb stomped. This is just crunch, 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 blarg, blarg, blarg. It's not fun. This is the point in the game when it's just not fun. I totally understand Wiley's complaint now. I mean, this is not fun at all. But you handicapped yourself. So, which makes me think now that maybe the smart thing to do is make a tutorial video about how to create a custom faction to start playing the game and learning with, because clearly it makes a difference. And if you're trying to learn the game with a bad faction, you're going to get frustrated because it sucks. Whereas if you're learning the game with a good faction, you'll be like, oh, this isn't too bad. This is... You stink. You stink. So, can we get this war over with, please? Only the main attacker defender can send offers. That's... I'd like to be able to send something to my allies and say, hey, put a stop to this war because we're getting killed. But they're not gonna. We're just gonna end up negative numbers over here. All kinds of negative numbers. I'm trying to get to the end of this. I want to get to the end of this war before this episode's over, but I don't know how that's gonna happen. I don't know what's going to happen to make that happen. Refugees arrived. Migration treaty broken. Is the war over? Yes, it is. Okay, so let's see what happened. So we lost all the way up to Stitchula, but we didn't lose this. Oh, but we lost that. Oh, great. So now we're cut off. Oh, well. Now these guys are cut off from that. That's okay. Well, yeah, you losers. I don't want any more to do with you. You guys want to go to war with those guys? You can go to war with them. I'm not going to war with them. I have no intention of going back to war with those guys. So, now we are in a serious hole as far as resources go. And unemployment goes. So this is Virgin Prime. I'm going to put down... Since right now, since we lost a bunch of ground, we're finally under our Empire Sprawl. That fixed that problem temporarily. These guys don't have... Precinct houses down, do they? And they have a whole bunch of unrest. Okay. Let's do that. Yod has 2 more people who are unemployed. Well...
Incoming transmission.
Yeah, I'll agree to a research agreement with you guys. Oh my gosh. We are a disaster. Our empire is in tatters. the worst possible outcome. This is just a... There's no other way to say it. This is a disaster of epic proportions. Founder species on the slave market. I can't afford to buy them. I have to get myself out of this hole. Upkeep. Yes, let's reduce upkeep because we have to get out of this mess. This is horrible. This is horrible, but you know what? If we can get out of this horrible mess, if we can get out of it, I do not have. Yeah, we got nothing. Oh gosh. That's the sound of my brain falling out of my head. It's just, yeah, we'd like to build some more civilian industries. That'd be great. Good Lord. Look at this mess up here. So we can't sell any more minerals without, oh my gosh. Okay, cancel buying those. That'll help us. We don't need to buy any more alloys because we're sucking. Join them. Okay.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
This is the way 4X games are, really. You get yourself into trouble, it's really hard to get yourself out of trouble. So let's see, 6 of 7. Okay, Sanesh. Yeah, what I'd like to do is I'm gonna build a starbase right there. We're gonna try to grab the trade from here and shoot it down to our planet. Try to help out with this money situation because right now it's really bad. Oh my gosh, cancel buying that. Edicts, do we have anything else that we can do? Capacity subsidies, technician output, this lasts until canceled. This will put our empire over the edict cap and increase our empire sprawl. There's an edict cap? What's our edict cap? How many edicts can we have? Well, that stinks. I didn't know there was an edict cap. Okay.
A new conflict has erupted.
Great.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Don't care about wormhole travel. I'll tell you that right now. Uplift. Oh, hey. Starbase capacity. +2. That could be really good. Okay. What? I didn't mean to cancel that one. Dingbat. Oh. Well, folks, you're getting a real education here. I don't have enough consumer goods. It's funny. Just don't have enough. Where's my consumer goods planets? Oh, this could be one of them. Right here. So we put consumer good down there. We'll edit the name. FC for consumer goods. The Eco Monopolist. Oh, well, you still need. You need somebody. City people. Oh, crime. Great. Leader upkeep. Okay. Join them.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
You're gonna need more jobs soon. Minerals from miners would be great. This place needs to, let's get the designator right. C for consumer goods, civilian industries, making consumer goods. Yeah, when can I raise these up? When I get crystals. Well, I don't have crystals, so. What can I do here? I can move 3 of those people somewhere else. Well, let's move one of them to Yadbem. Yep, let's move one of those unemployed peoples. Not the farmer, though. A Wiley person. That'll work. Yadbem, and then we can say, hey, more civilian industries. Okay, so now are we pretty stable on money? Can we start buying these again? We're losing food. And another scientist just went kaput. Okay, who's the youngest one? Right there. And we're losing food. It's just... oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm stunned at how bad this is. I'm really stunned. I just got done playing Driven Assimilators, and that was one of the most fun games I've ever had playing in Stellaris, and I said that at the end. And this is without a doubt the least amount of fun I've had playing the game, and it's solely the only difference is what factions I started with. I mean, jeez. That just... you start with a bad faction, and next thing you know, bloop. It just stinks. You get yourself into positions you just can't get yourself out of. It's like, I can't get this board up here fixed. This seems broken. Consumed. Ships and jobs. I guess, what jobs? Are those all because of the robots? Turn alloys into new robot pops. Yep. That's why. So, on the EQ Monopolis, we're going to create some alloys here. This has just been so difficult. Homeworld. We don't have crystals yet. Well, let's put some of you guys to work. I know. Unrest, I get it. It's really bad. But we're...
scientific breakthrough achieved.
We're doing what we can here. Habitability modification, don't care about. Research from researchers would be good. Okay. Species. The Wileys. Can we create a template? We can get rid of pop growth from immigration. Oh my gosh. We can do that. If we do that and apply that template, how long is it going to take? Well, 53 months. I want that because I can't have that immigration thing. It's killing me. We get 10 years of white peace with these losers. This is bad up here. Hey, look though. We could colonize that. It's that Arctic world. We got just enough alloys we could start colonizing that. Oh no, we don't have enough consumer goods. Few criminals are no concern. Yep, so now we have to deal with that. Great. Yeah, we still have a sprawl problem. So let's try to fix that. I'm going a little over on this episode because this has just been insane, and I don't like stopping here because things aren't fixed, but it's going to take us a while to fix them, so we're just going to have to deal with that fact that it's going to take a little bit of time to fix things. These guys don't have commercial zones yet, so we'll do that so they start earning something. This planet needs more This is easy. City districts there. They'll provide them with clerk jobs. Ecumenopolis has a couple more people ready for jobs. You can't do any of this on your way to make an Ecumenopolis. You can only keep doing city districts. So we'll do that. Join them says, I got a specialist that needs a job. Well, that's not going to happen. But what do we have here? I got some money. I can start taking those off. Okay. So, as disappointing as this episode has been, I am still of the belief that I can right this ship, and victory is going to be sweet when we finally take over these bozos. So, very bad episode for us. Very, very bad. I think we've certainly seen the weakness of having a bad start in Stellaris. If you, especially pop growth, it's so important. You have to be able to get everything up and running on your planets early. And when you take a look at these planets, the things that are important, I need a gene clinic on every planet. I need robots on every planet. I need at least one commercial zone and trade on every planet. And I need an autochthon monument on every single planet so we can get all of this stuff. And in order to do that, you need to be able to grow pops fast. And if you're killing your immigration growth, which is not truly pops moving, it's just a bonus to growth. So think about pop growth and immigration as the same thing, because that's exactly what it is to Stellaris. It's just a bonus. How fast do your pops grow? When you're creating a species, you want to prioritize pop growth, pop growth, pop growth, pop growth. You need that. And here's the other thing. This species started with a subservient, 12 pops of a subservient species to them. That doesn't help you, because on this planet, under population, both of those species are going to grow here. But when you have robots from the start, then both of these are growing at the same time. That's doubling your growth rate, basically. And then on top of that, you're taking and you're not penalizing yourself with unnecessary penalties for things like empire sprawl and pop growth from immigration minus. So you're just taking this growth, one of these, pop growth speed plus 10% is still negated by that. You're still coming out minus 5%. I mean, that's bad. You're not helping yourself there. You're hurting yourself a lot. So pop growth is it's the king in the early game. You have to be able to grow, because eventually this is what happens. This is exactly what happens in Stellaris. Eventually, as with all 4X games, eventually all the real estate gets taken. And there's no more room for you to expand. And what you have to do is turn your cities or your planets or whatever it is. It doesn't matter whether you're playing Civilization or if you're playing something like Masters of Magic, or if you're playing Stellaris or Galactic Civ 3 or whatever. Your planets got to be developed as fast as possible. That's what gets you ahead. Research, look at a pathetic research score right now. It's the year 2316 and we're only producing 267 research. Go back and look at the same year what my driven assimilators were doing. It's not even comparable. It's so far blowing it out of the water. So, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to keep playing this until I'm absolutely destroyed or we come back from this and win, which I don't think is going to be possible. It might be possible if we would have turned off the end date and we were going to play until we conquer the galaxy, but I left the end date on. So at the year 2500, the game's going to be over according to score and whoever has the high score. So on January 1st, 2500, somebody's going to win this, and it ain't going to be us because we're way down here at number 9 right now. Now, we might be able to come back, but I don't think so. But what I'm going to do is, after this series is done, I'm going to make an organic species like this. I'm not going to go for driven assimilators or anything with a Gestalt consciousness. I will show the kind of faction I would build from scratch if I wanted to be militarist and go conquer my enemies. And really, these two, the ethics are fine. Fanatic militarist and egalitarian, I can live with both of those. That's actually okay. It's everything else that was just, ugh. And I mean, and these things we changed ourselves. We changed our civics, but what it started out was not good. And syncretic evolution, start the game with 12 pops being another subservient species. No, that's not a good start. You know, there's the ring world start that's much stronger. There's a couple other starts that I think are much stronger. Even the tree of life start I think is better than this. It's just, this is not helping. This start did not help. So I will go through on my very next playthrough and I will kind of build like my ideal organic species, which is going to start with robots. Really, I think that's one of the best starts, is starting with a machine empire. Starting, I can't remember what it's called now, but it lets you start with robots so that from the get-go, from the very beginning, you're growing your pops and you're growing robots in your homeworld, and that helps a ton. I just think pop. I already thought pop growth was kind of king. I really thought research was king, and I still do. But now I'm going to say they're 1A and 1B, research and pop growth, king. You have to have them. You got to have them. So anyway, folks, thanks as always. If you guys dig the episode, give it a thumbs up. If you like the channel, subscribe. If you have a question or comment, drop it down below. And if you want to support my channel, my Patreon is listed below. I will see you all next time as we try to struggle through the Wileys, the Wiley warrior clan. See you next time, folks.